Hi everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. This week I've got a little spring style up for you, focusing in particular on the new shapes and silhouettes we're seeing trending at the moment. And I'm totally here for it. So we've got balloon shapes, interesting necklines, interesting collars, tie waist details, and I'm going to show you how I style these trends with a couple of new in pieces, but also some items that I've already got in my wardrobe. And without further ado, let's get into the video. So one of the trends I'm seeing lots of on the high street at the moment are Bermudas. I have to say I'm a little bit on the fence with Bermudas because I do find them really difficult to style. However, COS have sucked me in with the way they've styled them on their website, and I think I might order one of their tailored pairs. I'm going to put it on the screen for you here. But just in general, I thought the styling on the COS website was really nice. They've paired them with a matching waistcoat and the whole look comes together. Tailored, elegant, but at the same time super laid back. So that's exactly up my street. Now, this weekend I went into my own wardrobe and tried to recreate this kind of vibe with what I've already got in my wardrobe. So the first outfit I came up with was a pair of black Bermudas from H&M combined with a black tailored waistcoat from Zara from last year. And then on top I put this white cape blazer from Zara from many years back. And I've combined the whole look with this straw fan bag also from Zara from last year. I don't hate this outfit, but to be honest with you, I feel like it didn't quite give the vibe that I was after. I think it's just a little bit too overdressed for what I was looking for. And those Bermudas really do cut me off at a bit of an unflattering point. So I thought I would try this in a second way. And for this look, I've used some Bermudas with a lot of ruching and a lot of volume from COS from last year. Now, I think these work better in general just because they're a little bit longer and they're covering my knees. And then to keep the top bit a little bit more relaxed than the strict tailoring we had in the first look, I combined them with this technical vest from Massimo Dutti that I got in the sale at the end of last year. So and then this styled with some white accessories just gives me a lot more relaxed vibes and more what I was after. And then I thought I was going to do a third tweak on this outfit, which is kind of not so much in line with the original inspiration photo, but probably the thing that I would be most comfortable wearing. And that is, instead of using some Bermudas, to use some cropped trousers or some culottes. I've got some really old culottes here from Zara from many years back, but they absolutely do the job. And I've paired these with the same Zara waistcoat from the first look. And then I have put this Massimo Dutti grey linen blazer on top. It's from the new collection. It's a really nice piece and it's still in stock, even though I got it quite a while back. And just to show you this blazer a little bit more close up, it is 100% linen in this grey melange fabric. It's from Massimo Dutti and it's not super tailored, but it is nipping in at the waist a little bit. And I think this is just a perfect piece for the summer. It'll go really nice with white, and it was something I've been missing in my collection. So this to me is kind of 100% up my street, and it gives me sort of summer office vibes, if that makes sense at all. In terms of accessories, I've used a pair of braided ballerinas from Massimo Dutti. These are also in the current collection. I think they're really lovely. And they are tapping into a micro trend we're seeing, which is braiding on bags and shoes. And then to just go with this trend full on, I've also used a braided bag. This one is from Massimo Dutti from many years back, and I've recently rediscovered it. So this was an outfit I was very happy with how it came out. And in fact, I actually wore it out last week. But this is just to give you an idea of how to take an inspiration photo and carry it through to your own style. So this last look, as I've shown it here, also ties into a different trend that we've been seeing a lot recently, and I've touched upon this in my trends video from a couple of months ago, and I think I called it feminine tailoring. So we're seeing a lot more structured shoulders, emphasis on the waistline, just in general more tailored silhouettes, and I'm totally here for it because I am done with oversized. I just don't think that was particularly flattering, so I'm really welcoming the return to a more defined silhouette. So here's a top that is new in my wardrobe, and that is perfectly encapsulating the feminine tailoring trend. This is a new piece from the Spanish designer Adolfo Dominguez. I've mentioned him before, and it's kind of not quite a peplum top, but it's getting on for one. It's got a really lovely defined shoulders and is nipping you in nicely at the waist. It's got a zip on the side. And I'm not sure if you'll be able to see it, but I'm coming a bit closer to the camera now. The little pattern on it, the squares on it, they're actually little ants. So how cute is this? I just couldn't resist it. I think it's so lovely when designers incorporate just fun little elements like this that you wouldn't necessarily even notice if you weren't looking. So I've paired this top with my trousers from COS that have a fold over detail, which makes them look a little bit like a skirt rather than a pair of pants. And this is another micro trend that we're seeing in terms of unusual bottoms. And then for colder days, I've layered over it a blazer from Mango Selection that I've had for a couple of years, which is a really nice one. I think I've also shown it in my trends video. It's a very, very tailored piece, nips you in nicely at the waist, so it's really tying into the feminine tailoring trend. And I don't know what it is about this outfit, but I really loved how this came together. I think it might be bringing out my inner goth or something like that, because it felt a little bit as if you're wearing a gown, and it really made me just want to swirl a little bit. So I thought this was a super fun look, and I might be wearing this for a dinner out coming into the summer now, or a similar occasion. And by the way, as I mentioned in my trends video a couple of months ago, feminine tailoring is best done by Mango, and they're still on top of their game, I think. They've got really lovely pieces in stock at the moment. So last weekend I dropped into a Mango store and I couldn't resist but pick up this beautiful tailored blazer in this kind of muted raspberry red. I really love it. It's not quite a burgundy, it's a little bit lighter, and it's not super tailored, but it is defined at the waist and it's got nice structured shoulders with a moderate shoulder pad. So I've styled this jacket with a pair of drawstring linen trousers in this beautiful brown from Massimo Dutti. They're also new there in the current collection. They're going to be so handy for the summer. Brown is really trending a lot still, and they're just going to be super comfortable with this elasticated waist. And I've styled this look with my pointed flats, also from Massimo Dutti, and this little funky shaped COS bag that I showed you in my winter sales haul, which has actually been a lot handier than I thought it was going to be. So I really loved how this look came together, and I can imagine this for a summer event or similar. And on to trend number 3, which is statement tops. And also following on from the outfit that I've just showed you, I've created another variation of it with this beautiful long line, sort of a maroony burgundy cardigan from Massimo Dutti. This is also new. This is a really striking piece. I absolutely love this. The only thing I have to say is that the neckline is super tight. So getting this on when you've already got your makeup on is a bit of a hazard. But apart from this, I really love it. I think this would be so nice to wear in the summer over these linen trousers, for example, as I'm showing it here, for an event, for an outdoor event in the evening somewhere. So I think this cardigan is super chic, and I've paired the whole outfit with my white kitten heel sandals from Mango and this off-white woven leather bag from Massimo Dutti. Again, the woven leather trend is big at the moment, and a lot of stores are doing it. So if you're interested in picking up a bag, check out Mango, check out Massimo Dutti. Of course, there's Dragon Diffusion, as we all know. But these are all good options if you want to pick up one of these bags. And then I've got 3 statement tops to show you. All of them are from COS. Now, this video is not sponsored. I should be so lucky. But as you know, if you've been around here for a while, I do love COS. I think they really make the best pieces that are classic with a trendy twist. So I'm starting off with this orangey red top that is in a balloon shape. It also has this tie detail around the waist, and the sleeves are sort of voluminous and nearly batwing. I've shown you this top before, I've had it for a little while, but I think they still have it in stock and I really love it. I also love this color for spring styled with white. It's absolutely beautiful. So I'm wearing this in the first look with a white linen pencil skirt from Zara. This is a very, very old skirt, but I'm sure you can find something similar out at the moment because white skirts are everywhere. And again, those white sandals and the woven leather bag from Massimo Dutti are coming in so handy here. I already know that these are going to be absolute workhorses for my summer wardrobe. And I really love how this look got together. I also picked up, as you can see in the cutaways here, a new pair of sunglasses. They're a red and white cat eye pair. They're quite funky. They're from a brand called Mr. Boho. I really love this brand because they make super funny sunglasses and they don't break the bank either at about 60 euros for a pair. So the next statement top I have here is in this pale green. It's from COS. I don't know how well you're going to be able to see this on the hanger, but this has got a really unusual color. So I'm obviously going to show you in the cutaways, but this color is really exaggerated and you can either wear it really high up and it sort of just flaps wherever it wants to, or you can have it slightly unbuttoned and then it looks like you've just got a very exaggerated statement color going on. This is a really versatile piece. I've already worn it a couple of times and I've really loved wearing it. So in this first look, I've paired it with some green trousers. And I think I came up with this because I've seen it styled like this on the COS website. And I kind of like the contrast between this cooler sagey green and then the sort of warm moss green of these trousers. And sorry to be repetitive and to wear the same accessories again, but I'm wearing the white sandals from Mango again because they're just so good. And to tie the white shoes in with the rest of the outfit, I've put a pair of white sunglasses here, which are also really, really handy for the summer. I would strongly encourage you, by the way, if you don't have white accessories for the months ahead, go and pick some up. They're just so much better to combine with summery looks than black, which always feels a bit heavy and just a little bit clunky in the summer. And I've got one more statement top to show here, which is from COS in this navy cotton poplin. It seems like quite an ordinary shirt, but it's got a tie waist detail hidden on the inside, so you can generate a really lovely defined waistline. I've also worn it a few times. I've worn it out in private, I've worn it to the office, and it's a really, really good piece that can be dressed up or down. And I'm wearing it here with my balloon trousers from COS that I've also shown you before. But I'm going to get onto balloon shapes for the bottom half of you in a minute. So, and just to show you how else I've styled the pale green top from COS, I've put it here with these navy balloon trousers that are also from COS. Those are not new, I've showed you those in a recent video. And this look is full on buying into the trend of the interesting necklines as well as the balloon shapes on the bottom, and I'm absolutely here for it. So to keep this look really sporty, I've paired it with some white New Balance trainers, and then I've put this black leather bag, which is also from COS from a few years ago, with it, which is in this sort of trapeze type shape. We're seeing quite a few of those shapes as well at the moment. They're very trendy. And I do like it because it is slouchy, but it is not round. So it's just a little bit different to the slouchy bags we've been seeing in the past. And then, of course, balloon trousers, barrel-shaped trousers. They've been going strong for the last year or so. So that's old news at this point. But I do feel like the resistance against them is breaking down a little bit. Or is that just me? I think I've really liked them from the beginning because they give this really laid-back vibe that I'm here for. So in this next look, I've styled the drawstring blouse that I just showed you with these butter yellow exaggerated barrel trousers, also from COS. I showed these in my styling butter yellow video from a few weeks ago. If you haven't seen this, go check it out. I think it's a really nice video and I came up with some really good looks. And yeah, I really like these trousers. They're very, very exaggerated, but I think that gives them just a really laid back and cool vibe. And I feel like just go with it. If you like this shape, fashion is meant to be fun. So that's what I'm doing here. And I do enjoy how this look came together. And sticking with the barrel leg trend for a moment, in this next look, I'm wearing a pair of white cotton chinos from Arket. And I've styled this in quite a sporty way with a plain grey t-shirt. And then on top, I've also got this balloon-shaped navy cotton jacket, which is also from Arket. So we're really going full on for the balloon shapes here. And I think this is a really nice and sporty look, and I like how this came together. So the jacket is a little bit like a bomber, but it's not really a bomber. And this is really tying into the unusual shapes we're seeing at the moment, both in tops and in bottoms. And by the way, we're also seeing these exaggerated shapes in skirts, not just in trousers. So we're seeing a lot of voluminous skirts, bubble hems, you name it. And coincidentally, I picked up a skirt that has this sort of exaggerated flaring out around the hip area last year in a boutique somewhere. That was before any of this was on trend. I'm very glad to have it because I think it's a really fun piece. And I've just styled it in this next look with this batwing cardigan from COS and some suede slingbacks from Massimo Dutti. These ones are fairly new. I think they still have it in stock, and I think the color and the shape of them, they're going to come in really handy for the summer. And these really are beyond comfortable. So if you're in the market for some grey slingbacks, definitely go and check some out. And then to the last trend I'm going to feature in this video. And it is what I'm wearing, which is drop waists. So this dress I picked up probably a good 2 months ago at this point. And it's a real summer dress, so I've not been able to wear it, but I'm really, really looking forward to when I finally get to wear it out because it's super flattering. The bodice is out of a knitted material and it nips you in nicely, and then it flares out into this sort of tiered skirt. It's in brown, which is one of the trend colors of the season. And I think you can just dress this up or down and it's just going to look super beautiful. And we're really seeing these drop waist dresses everywhere at the moment. I have a different one from COS from last year, which is a black one that has a vest bodice and then flares out into a black cotton poplin skirt. And I'm seeing these dresses as well done by Mango at the moment, which are at a bit of a cheaper price point, and also at H&M. So if you're curious, check out Mango or H&M for this type of dress. But then again, the drop waist trend did get me thinking, because it's actually a trend that you can quite easily recreate with pieces that you've already got in your own wardrobe. So when I saw this styling photo from the COS website, I'm going to put it on the screen for you here, I felt really inspired to try and recreate this. And what I came up with here is I've used the white linen pencil skirt from Zara that I've shown you a few looks ago again, and I've paired it with this black knitted top from COS. This is a really old one. I think this was the first piece I ever bought in COS, long before I regularly bought things there. And really this look shouldn't work, but I think it does, because it breaks all of the rules about proportion. Rather than giving you a nice elongated frame with long legs and a shorter torso, it cuts you up in the middle, and I still think it looks really, really good. This was one of those experiments that I thought that might not work, and now that I've tried it on, I'm really, really loving it, and I think I'm going to wear this summer, come what may. So this is it from me for this week. I hope you enjoyed this little spring style up. I hope you enjoyed the looks. If you did, leave me a thumbs up, leave me a comment, I'll respond, and hit the subscribe button if you want to see more from me. I would love to have you back here. Thanks very much, everyone, and wishing you a wonderful week. Bye.